Shalom, shalom. All right, it's Azariah coming at you with another lesson. Today's topic is going into the rightful king. All right, the rightful king. So I'm going to start this off by giving honor and glory to the Most High Yahweh, who the world calls God, through his only begotten Son, Yahweh Shai, who the world calls Jesus Christ. All right, so this lesson is going to a rightful king. Because Israel, we need a rightful king. We need someone that we can follow after. We need someone that we can look up to be our light, to be our shepherd. Because right now, who we got? Esau, the white man. We follow after him. We look at him as our God. We follow after his religion. We follow after his customs, right? We worship his fake image of Jesus Christ, Caesar Borgia. We celebrate Halloween, Easter, Christmas, New Year's. Everything that the white man set up, we follow after. That's why the Most High calls us lost sheep. We wander to and fro, looking for a shepherd to guide us into the everlasting life. And right now, how people think that Esau is going to lead us there to that rightful path, to that green pasture, to the kingdom. No, man, we can't follow after Esau and his religion, Christianity, or Islam, or any other religion out here. The Most High gave us strict commandments to follow after him and after his son, Yahweh Shai, who did no wrong, who did no sin. Everybody set up before us had sinned. Everybody went off, and it was all ordained to be the usher in the usher in Yahweh Shai, the son of the Most High, to be our rightful leader and king, the light that we should follow. So we're going to start off with the book of Romans, chapter 15, and verse 4. It says, "For whatsoever things were written aforetime were written for our learning, that we through patience and comfort of the scriptures might have hope." Because right now we need hope. Israel need hope. We following after the ways of destruction. We in captivity. We in the dark valley, the valley of the shadow of death. We need a light. We need hope. There's no hope in Babylon, here in America. There's no hope in here. But yet we think that we have hope by what? Casting in our votes. Think that we're going to make a change. Thinking that if we could just vote for the right evil president, that he's going to look out for us. No, that's not our hope. We should not look for this land of captivity to think that we can live in peace here, thinking that this land is going to save us from all type of destruction. When since we came here, we were being killed, raped, robbed, murdered, genocide, everything taken away from us. Ever since we came here in slavery, there's no hope in here in America. That's why the Most High said that he had to destroy America, because it's full of wickedness. It's full of wickedness. So when you follow after America, you follow after its wickedness that is set up. Its religion, customs, holidays, presidents, everything here in America, or wherever you at. Either you could be in Japan, China, Russia, the UK, Jamaica, parts of Africa. Whoever you following after, it's not following after the ways of the Lord. They're not keeping his commandments. So we're going to set this up. Let's go to the book of Genesis, because everybody that the Most High set up went off eventually. Some was righteous and some went off, but a lot of our people, we went off. We followed after these people, and what they do and what happened, we got the same judgment. Let's start off with the book of Genesis, the first man that the Most High ever created, because even Adam went off. Right? This is Genesis chapter 2, verse 7. And the Lord formed man, and the Lord God formed man of the dust of the ground, and breathed into his nostril the breath of life. So the Most High the Most High formed Adam out of the dust of the ground and breathed into him the breath of life. What is that? He breathed into him the commandments. He gave him understanding. He gave him full of wisdom. And the man became a living soul. Let's go to the book of Second Ezra chapter 3 and verse 5. It says, and gave us a body unto Adam without soul, which was the workmanship of thy hand, and did breathe into him the breath of life, and he was made he was made living before thee. So Adam, when he breathed into the breath of life, he became a living God. He became a living God. He was he every man looked up to Adam. Every man followed after Adam. Some envy him and want to do their own thing. But Adam was supposed to teach every man the commandments. It says, and thou leddest him into paradise, which thy right hand had planted before ever the earth came forward. And unto him thou gavest commandments to love thy way. Right? The commandments is full of love. Love your neighbor as love your neighbor as you love yourself. Love the Most High with all your heart, spirit, and mind, which he transgressed. So even Adam fell. The first man that the Most High had made and gave his law, statutes, and commandments to, he even transgressed. It says, and immediately thou appointed death in him and in his generation, of whom came nations, tribes, people, and kindreds out of number. So when Adam fell, we all fell. When Adam died, we all died. We were supposed to live forever. We were supposed to live forever as gods here on earth, knowing the way of righteousness. But Adam fell, and what happened? We all fell under Adam. Let's jump down to verse 21. It says, for the first Adam, bearing a wicked heart, transgressed, and was overcome, and so be all they that are born of him. So when Adam fell, we all fell. Adam was bearing a wicked heart. And since we got born of Adam, now we got that same wicked heart. We got that same wicked heart as Adam. Meaning what? A heart of stone, a stony heart, a heart that want to do its own thing, right? We want to follow after the other nations, follow after their customs, right? Because we have a wicked heart in us as well. That's why when a kid is born, a kid can grow up not knowing either good or bad, but they can automatically just lie easily to save themselves from getting in trouble. They will lie quickly. And who told them that lie? Who knows? But that wicked heart did. The parents didn't teach them to lie, but everybody had that wicked heart from the day they were born. That's how a toddler can lie to you. They can lie to you. Not knowing they lying, they just trying to save themselves from getting in trouble. But that's that wicked heart that the Most High had planted in Adam, and through him we all fell. Let's go to the book of Deuteronomy. Let's go to Moses. Deuteronomy chapter 33 and verse 4. Now Moses, he was a king in Israel, someone that we could follow, look up to. But even Moses went off. Moses sinned, and what happened? He ain't make it to the land. It says Moses commanded us a law, even the inheritance of the congregation of Jacob, and he was king in Jeshurun when the heads of the people and tribes of Israel were gathered together. So even Moses, he was made king. Right? When you were king, you were a leader. And he was leading Israel into where? their resting place. All right, the land that flowed with milk and honey, the land of Canaan. We were supposed to go there, and Moses was supposed to lead us in there. But what happened? Moses went off too. Let's go to the book of Numbers, chapter 20 and verse 8. This is book of Numbers, chapter 20 and verse 8. It says, take the rod and gather thou the assembly together, thou and Aaron, thy brother, and speak ye unto the rock. So the Most High had commanded Moses to take his brother Aaron and the rod and gather together the Israelites to speak unto the rock before their eyes, and it shall give forth his water, and thou shalt bring forth out of them water out of the rock. So thou shalt give the congregation, and there be strength. So the Most High commanded Moses to speak unto the rock, and Moses took the rod from before the Lord, as he commanded him. And Moses and Aaron gathered the congregation together before the rock, and said unto them, now it says, hear now ye rebels, which we fetch. It said, must we fetch you water out of this rock? So Moses, he was upset. He was frustrated. He called them rebels. He said, must we fetch you water out of this rock? And Moses lifted up his hand, and with his rod he smote the rock twice, and the water came out abundantly, and the congregation drank, and their beasts also. So was Moses supposed to smoke the rock with the rod? No. The Most High commanded Moses to speak unto the rock, for the water can come out. This is what the Lord said. And the Lord spake unto Moses and Aaron, because he believed me not, to sanctify me in the sight of the children of Israel. Therefore he shall not bring this congregation into the land which I have given them. So Israel, they probably thought that Moses, because he smoked the rock, the water came out, because that's what Moses. That was Moses doing, giving praises to Moses for striking the rock with the rod, when Moses was supposed to speak unto the rock. So the world, so the whole congregation of Israel supposed to see that this is the Lord's doing. The Lord opened up the rock, and water should cast forth. But they thought that Moses did it. The Most High, he wasn't giving honor here. So what happened? Moses went off. He didn't make it to the promised land, the land flowing with milk and honey. Let's go to the book of Deuteronomy, chapter 4, verse 5. So Moses, he went off. He's supposed to speak unto the rock. What happened? He went off. And Most High commanded us what? He commanded us to follow him, give him honor, give him praise. And you see that a lot of our kings that was set over us, they all went off. They all fell off some type of way. They all fell into idolatry, followed after these customs of the heathens. Let's go to Deuteronomy chapter 4, verse 5. It says, behold, I have taught you statutes and judgment, even as the Lord my God commanded me, that ye should do so in the land whether he go to possess it. So we were supposed to keep the Most High commandments in the land that that the Most High gave us, the land that flowed with milk and honey. Keep that for and do them, for this is your wisdom. Said, this is your wisdom and understanding in the sight of the nations, which shall hear all these statutes and say, surely this great nation is a wise and understanding people. So in the land of Israel, we are supposed to do what? Keep the Most High commandments, keep his statutes, keep his judgment. So all the other nations can look and see, like, okay, these are the people that the Most High has set up. But what happened? We didn't keep the Most High commandments. We fell off into sin. Let's go to the book of Psalms. Psalm chapter 106, verse 34. This is what happened when we got into the land. When we got to the land, We supposed to destroy all the Canaanites there, all the people of the land. But what happened? We saved some of the nations, and then we learn after their words. It says Psalm chapter 106, verse 34. They did not destroy the nations concerning whom the Lord commanded them, but were mingled among the heathens and learned their words. So we were supposed to destroy these nations. We came into the land, we were supposed to take them out. But what happened? We didn't destroy them. We would follow them after our own wicked hearts. And what happened? We mingled among the heathens and learned their words. We learned how to worship their gods. It says, and they served their idols, which were a snare unto them. Yea, they sacrificed their sons and their daughters unto devils, and shed innocent blood, even the blood of their son and of their daughters, whom they sacrificed unto idols, unto the idols of the Canaan, idols of Canaan. It says, and the land was polluted with blood. So we went off. We were supposed to get this land. We were supposed to and get this land, and we supposed to keep the commandments in the land. And we supposed to be a rightful nation, a nation that all the other nations outside of Israel can look up to and learn after us. But what happened? We did the complete opposite. We did the complete opposite. In Israel, we always messed up. We want to follow after the other nations, right? We want to be like them. Let's go to the book of Judges. Judges chapter 21 and verse 24. Judges chapter 21, verse 24. It says, and the children of Israel, and the children of Israel departed thence at that time, every man to his tribe and to his family, and they went out thence, from thence, every man to his own inheritance. In those days there was no king in Israel. Every man did that was right in their own eyes. Right? We all went off and we did right. We did whatever that we thought was right in our own eyes. We wasn't fully keeping the commandments. We was doing that. We were doing whatever we seen right. We would just follow other nations. We were following, okay, this might be a good thing to do. We're going to do this. Or we should follow the Most High commandments this way. But we still sin. There was no king in Israel. But what happened? We wanted to follow other nations. We wanted a king. Like the other nation had kings over them. See, the Most High was supposed to be our king. The Most High was supposed to be our king that we could look up to, that we can follow after. Every king has their own laws. So when the Most High gave us his laws, we were supposed to look after him as our rightful king. But yet we wanted our own king. We wanted to follow after every other nation and their gods and follow after their laws and sacrifice idols unto them. Let's go to the book of 1 Samuel chapter 8. Let's start verse 1. This is book of 1 Samuel chapter 8. I'm going to start at verse 1. I'm going to read down to verse 20. It said, and it came to pass when Samuel was old that he made his sons judges over Israel. It says, now the name of the firstborn was Joel, and the name of his second, Abiah. It says they were judges in Beersheba, and his sons walked not in his ways, but turned aside after lucre, and took bribes and perverted judgment. Then all the elders of Israel gathered themselves together, and came to Samuel unto Ramah, and said unto him, Behold, thou art old, and thy sons walk not in thy way. Now make us a king to judge us like all the nations. So Israel wanted someone to look up to. We always wanted someone that can guide us. But we always had that. We got it now. We have the Most High, but we still look after the white man. Want to pick the presidents. We want to just we pick white people to be our king, to rule over us like the other nations. It says, but this thing that displeased Samuel when they said, "Give us a king to judge us." And Samuel prayed unto the Lord, and the Lord said unto Samuel, "Hearken unto the voice of the people in all that they say unto thee, for they have not rejected thee, but they have rejected me, that I should not reign over them." So every time we go and pick another nation to be our king, or another man to be our king, we reject the Lord. We reject the Lord because we don't want him to be king over us. We want the white man and his religion and his customs. We want them to be kings. We love everything that they do. What do you think everybody's celebrating Halloween for? Because the white man told them to do it. It says, according to all the works which they have done since the day that I brought them out of Egypt, even unto this day, wherein they had forsaken me and served other gods, so do they also unto thee. Now therefore hearken unto their voice, howbeit yet protest solemnly unto them, and show them the manner of the king that shall reign over them. So he's going to show them what type of king was going to reign over them. And Samuel told all the words of the Lord unto the people that asked of him a king. And he said, "This will be the manner of the king that shall reign over you. He will take your sons and appoint them for himself." Means he's going to be their servants. Your son's going to be the king's servant. For his chariot to be his horsemen, and some shall run before his chariot. And he will appoint him captains over thousands and captains over fifties, and will set them to hear to and will set them to ear his ground, and to reap his harvest, and to make his instrument of war, and and instruments of his chariot. And he will, so they had to work for the king. And he will take your daughters to be his confectionaries, and to be cooks, and to be bakers. They was going to be handmaids. And he will take your fields and your vineyard and your olive yards, even the best of them, and give them to his servants. And he will take the tents of your seed and of your vineyard, and give to his officers and to his servants. And he will jump down some. It says, and he will take your men servants and your maid servants, and your goodliness young men, and your asses, and put them to his work. He will take the tenth of your sheep, and ye shall be his servant. And he shall cry out and ye shall cry out in that day because of your king, which he shall have chosen you, and the Lord will not hear you in that day. So this king, he said, "Look, you want to have a king over you? Well, this was going to happen. He's going to take your women, he's going to take your men, and they're all going to be servants under him. They're all going to be working for the king. He's going to take your vineyard. He's going to take everything you got. Not everything, but he's going to take basically everything you have, majority of it, and he's going to claim it for himself. And then you're going to cry out to the Lord in that day, and the Lord not going to hear you, because he's going to say, look, this what you wanted. I gave you what you wanted. You wanted the king over you? Well, here, you have it. Because under me, you had everything on your own. You wasn't worried about your sons getting taken to be servants on the king, or your daughters being taken to be servants on the king. No. But this king gonna take your daughters and your men, your sons, and he gonna make them servants. Now why? Because this is what the other nations are doing. It says, nevertheless, the people refused to obey the voice of Samuel, and they said, nay, but we will have a king over us. They want this. Samuel warned them. He like, look, if you want a king, this is going to happen. And they said, so what? Just give us a king. Who cares? It says that we may also be like all the nations. See, they wanted to be like all the nations. They want to follow after the nations. They saw the nations having kings over them, and that our king may judge us and go out before us and fight our battles. Like they wasn't going to be out there fighting themselves. So they wanted a king over them. They wanted to be like all the other nations. And we still do that to the day. We still do that to this day. And what happened? We vote for different white men to be rulers over us. Is that according to the law? No. Let's go to the book of Deuteronomy chapter 17 and verse 15. Let's see what type of king you should put over you, really. It says, Deuteronomy chapter 17 verse 15. Thou shalt in any wise set him king, or set him king over thee, whom the Lord thy God hath chose. It says, one from among thy brethren, thou shalt set king over thee. Thou shalt make us, it said, thou mayest not set a stranger over thee, which is not of thy brother. Now, what did that mean? You should not set a stranger over you, which is not of your brother. Meaning what? You cannot set the other nations over you to be your president. And no, Obama wasn't of your nation. He wasn't of your brother. He wasn't an Israelite. He was a Hamite. Kamala Harris is not of your own nation, right? I believe that she's an Edomite. Her father goes back to Esau. She's a white person. Her mother is a Elamite, which is an East Indian. So no, they are not of our own people. Babylon is not going to set a man, a slave, basically, and rule America. He's not going to set a slave up to rule America. And besides, a king that the Most High shall choose, and this king has to be a rightful king, a king that what keep the Most High commandments. But like I said, we wanted to follow after the other nations. This is the book of Proverbs, chapter 3 and verse 31. It says, envy thou not the oppressors, and choose none of his ways. It says, don't envy the oppressors. Don't choose none of his ways. Why? Because what? The oppressor is going to keep on oppressing. When we choose when we envy the oppressors and we look towards on what he doing, then we start following after him, serving his gods, choosing his customs, his idolatries. That's what the Most High said, envy not the oppressors. But we supposed to do what? Trust in the Most High. But we didn't do that. Let's go to the book of Psalms, chapter 118. And verse 8. It's like, yeah, I don't went all the way up. Let's do this again. This is not wrong. It's like, yeah. Let's go to the book of Psalms, chapter 1. All right. The book of Psalms, chapter 118 and verse 8. It says, it is better to trust in the Lord than to put confidence in a man. So it's better to trust in the Lord to put your trust in man. For it's better to trust in the Lord to put a confidence in princes. So the Most High is saying, look, trust in me. Don't put your confidence in man. Because man can mislead you. A man can make mistakes. The Most High can't. When you put your confidence in a man, he can guide you in a wrong path. How do you know this man is really right? Is really going to follow? Well, all the other presidents that we set above us, they didn't do crap for us. We thought that Obama was gonna make a change, help us out. Stop all the cop killings, right? Stop all the being oppressed by the so-called white man. We thought that this was going to work. What happened? What happened? It got worse. Under Obama, we had so much cop killings, cops walking around, killing our people, getting off free. People getting hung and slain. Obama, what he was doing? He was worrying about the darn sodomites, man. He was worrying about them. He was worrying about the darn homosexuals, making a better living for them. Worrying about Islam and Muslims and the other nations, making a good way for them. Obama didn't care about his own people. So we always, the most I said, put your trust in him. But what happened? No, man. We always put our trust in man. We look at man and think that he's going to make a change for us. Right? We look on the outward appearance of man and study the inward. Let's go to the book of 1 Samuel, chapter 9. I want to start at verse 1. It says, now there was a man of Benjamin whose name was Kish, the son of Abiel, this Slakia. It said the son of Zeror, the son of Bekorah, and the son of Aphiel, something Slakia for the pronunciation, a Benjamite, a mighty man of power. And he had a son whose name was Saul, right? This is Saul, right? The first king over Israel when we was in our land. It says a choice young man and a goodly, and there was not among the children of Israel a goodlier person than he. From his shoulders and upward, he was higher than any other people. So this man Saul, he was tall. He was higher than the other people. So we chose Saul. Why? Because we look on his appearance. We look on him like, oh yeah, this man, he's gonna be a mighty king. Look how tall he is. All right, he's a tall stature. He's gonna lead us into greatness. That's what they thought. But even Saul went off. Even Saul fell off into sin. Let's go to the book of 1 Samuel, chapter 15. And we're gonna start at verse 1. So everybody that the Most High set up, that we basically set up and to be rulers, they all went off. This is book of 1 Samuel chapter 15, verse 1. It says, Samuel also said unto Saul, the Lord sent me to anoint thee to be king over his people, over Israel. Now therefore hearken unto the voice of the words of the Lord. So Saul was supposed to hearken to the voice of the word of the Lord. And what happened? Did he do that? No. It says, this said the Lord of hosts, I remember that which Amalek did to Israel, how he laid wait for him in the way when he came out of Egypt, when he came up from Egypt. So he said, look, this man Saul supposed to do everything the Most High commanded him. So the Most High, this is this one commandment. He said, look, you remember what Amalek did when we came out of Egypt? It says, go now. It said, now go and smite Amalek and utterly destroy all that they have, and spare them not, but slay both man, woman, infant, and suckling, ox and sheep, camel and ass. And Saul gathered the people together and numbered them in Telaim 200,000 footmen and 10,000 men of Judah. All right, I want to get to the point. Here, I just get right here. It says, and Saul smote the Amalekites from heavily on until thou camest to shore, that it said that is over against Egypt. And he took Agag, the king of the Amalekites, alive, and utterly destroyed all the people which with the edge of the sword. But Saul and the people spared Agag and the best of the sheep. So the Most High commanded Saul to slay every one of them. Don't leave none alive. But what Saul did, he sinned and went off and did his own thing. But he spared the king Agag. It says, and the best of the sheep, and of the oxen, and of the fatling, and the lamb, and all that was good, and would not utterly destroy them, but everything that was veiled and refused, that he destroyed and destroyed utterly. It says, then came the word of the Lord, again came the word of the Lord unto Samuel, saying, it repented me that had set up Saul to be king. So the Most I regretted for setting Saul to be king, for he is turned back from following me, because even Saul have a wicked heart, and have not performed my commandment, and it grieved Samuel. Samuel was upset when he heard it from the Lord, and he cried unto the Lord all that night. And when Samuel rose early to meet Saul in the morning, it was told Samuel, saying, Saul came to Carmel, and behold, he set him up a place, and is gone about and passed on, and gone down from Gilgal. And Samuel came to Saul, and Saul said unto him, blessed be thou of the Lord. I have performed the commandment of the Lord. He said, look, I performed the commandment of the Lord. Did he really? No. Saul didn't do nothing that the Most High told him to do. He did his own thing. He kept back all the good sheep and animals and saved the king for his own glory. It says, and Samuel said, what meaneth then the bleating of the sheep in my ear? He like, well, why am I hearing sheep? And the lowing of oxen which I hear. And Saul said, they have brought them from the Amalekites, for the people spared the best of the sheep and of the oxen to sacrifice unto the Lord thy God, and the rest we have utterly destroyed. And Sam, it said, then Samuel said unto Saul, stay, and I will tell thee what the Lord has said unto me this night. And he said unto him, stay on. And Samuel said, when thou was little in thy own sight, was thou not made the head of the tribe of Israel? Right? It says, and the Lord anointed king over Israel. And the Lord sent thee on a journey and said, go and utterly destroy the sinners of Amalek and fight against them until they be consumed. Wherefore then thou didst not obey the voice of the Lord, but didst fly upon the spoils, and didst evil in the sight of the Lord. And Saul said unto Samuel, yea, I have obeyed the voice of the Lord. He's still saying he obeyed, and I have obeyed the voice of the Lord, and have gone the way which the Lord sent me, and have brought Agag, the king of Amalek, and utterly destroyed the Amalekites. How can you say that he obeyed the voice of the Lord when he brought back the king of the king of the Amalekites? When the Most High said to Saul, destroy every last one of them. But the people took the spoils, sheep, and oxen, the chief of the things which should have been utterly destroyed, to sacrifice unto the Lord thy God in Gilgal. And Samuel said, have the Lord as great delight in burnt offerings and sacrifices? Did the Most High, do he delight in this stuff? No. It says, as in obeying the voice of the Lord, behold, today says to obey is better than sacrifice, and to hearken than the fats of ram. So Samuel said, look, it is better for you to obey than to do your own thing, and make sacrifices unto the Lord. Saul thought that he was doing something good in his own eyes unto the Lord by making the sacrifices, keeping back the best, and keeping back the king. When the Most High said to destroy, so even Saul went off. Saul went off and did his own thing, and he what? He broke the commandments of the Lord. Now let's go to the book of Deuteronomy chapter 16. So he said, look, you're not going to be king no more. He said, it repented me to make you king over Israel. This is the book of 1 Samuel chapter 16, and I'm going to start at verse 1. So it says, and the Lord said unto Samuel, how long wilt thou mourn for Saul, seeing I have rejected him from reigning over Israel? Fill thy horn with oil and go, and I will send thee to Jesse the Bethlehemite, for I have provided me a king among his sons. And Samuel said, how can I go? If Saul hear it, he will kill me. And the Lord said, take a heifer with thee, and say, I am come to sacrifice unto the Lord. Sacrifice to the Lord. And call Jesse to the sacrifice, and I will show thee what thou shalt do, and thou shalt anoint unto him whom I name unto thee. And Samuel did that which the Lord spake, and came to Bethlehem, and the elders of the town trembled at his coming. They were scared when Samuel came. Samuel, he was a mighty man, a man of business, and said, comest thou peacefully? And he said, peacefully. I am come to sacrifice unto the Lord. Sanctify yourself and come with me to the sacrifice. And he sanctified Jesse and his sons and called them to the sacrifice. So this is when the Most High, when he was anointed, he was going to anoint David to be his son. To be the next king in Israel. Right. So I jumped into verse 7. So it says, but the Lord said unto Samuel, look not on his countenance or on the height of his statues, because I have refused him. For the Lord seeth not as man seeth. For man looked on the outward appearance, but the Lord looked unto the heart. So Samuel, he saw one of David's brothers and said, this is a man, he looked mighty and strong. Of course, he going to be king. But the Most High said, don't look on the outward part. Look on the inward part. The inward part of man. Let's jump down. I want to jump to the point where he saw David. It says again, verse 10. It said again, Jesse made 7 of his sons to pass before Samuel. And Samuel said unto Jesse, the Lord hath not chosen these. And Samuel said unto Jesse, are here are thy children? And he said, there remaineth yet the youngest, and behold, he keepeth the sheep. And Samuel said to Jesse, send and fetch him, for we will not sit down till he come hither. And he sent and brought him in. Now he was ruddy and with all of beauty, of a beautiful countenance, and goodly to look. Look to. And the Lord said, arise, anoint him, for this is he. He said, look, arise, anoint him, for this is the king I want over Israel. And Samuel took the horns of the oil and anointed him in the midst of his brethren. And the Spirit of the Lord came upon David from the day forward. So Samuel rose up and went to Ramah. So the Most High appointed David to be king over Israel. Now, what happened to David? Was David a righteous man? Yes, he was. He was a righteous man. But every righteous man had their day. You're going to be tried. You're going to be tempted. Did David fall off? Yes, he did. Because why? David had a wicked heart. David had a wicked heart also. Let's go to the book of 2 Samuel, chapter 11, and verse 1. Right? This is the book of 2 Samuel, chapter 11, and verse 1. It says, and it came to pass after the year was expired, at the time when the kings go forth to battle, that David sent Joab and his servant with him, and all Israel. It said, and all Israel, and they destroyed the children of Ammon and besieged Rabbah. But David tarried still at Jerusalem. Now, David, he was supposed to go with him. And what happened? It said, and it came to pass at the evening tide that David arose from off his bed and walked upon the roof of the king's house. And from the roof, he saw a woman washing herself. And the woman was very beautiful to look upon. And David sent and inquired after the woman. And one said, it is not, it said, is not this Bathsheba, the daughter of Eliam, the wife of Uriah the Hittite? And David sent messengers. So people warned David that she was a married woman, that this woman that you looking upon, that you sent after, she was married. And David sent messengers and took her, and she came in unto him, and he laid with her. He committed a what? Adultery. For she was purified from her uncleanness, and she returned unto her house. So what happened? David committed adultery. And when you read on, I'm not going to have time to read all this down. He also killed Uriah the Hittite. He sent him out first amongst the battle. And he got him killed. Why? Because he didn't want to get caught. He wanted Uriah to what? Lie down with his wife. So think that so he can try to deceive Uriah, acting like the baby that Bathsheba was having was going to be his. But Uriah didn't want to do it because Uriah was a mighty man and he wanted to fight. So like they were like, damn, I messed up. Now what happened? David went off and sinned and he killed Uriah. Let's go to the book of 1 Kings, chapter 15 and verse 5. It says, because David did that which was right in the eyes of the Lord, and turned not aside from anything that he commanded him all the days of his life, save only in the matter of Uriah the Hittite. So David was a righteous man, but what? He went off and he got Uriah killed, and he took his wife, got her pregnant, committed adultery. Right? He committed adultery and got her husband killed. So David went off. All right, let's go to Solomon. That's for 1 Kings chapter 11 and verse 1. So I'm just showing you that a lot of our kings that we look over, and we look up to, they all went off. Because, like I said at the beginning, they all bear a wicked seed in them. It says, but King Solomon loved many strange women. Now, Solomon, he was a what? A mighty man full of wisdom. He knew the beginning, the ending, and the in the middle of times. He knew how the earth was made. He knew all the elements. He knew everything. He saw the destructions. He saw the salvation. He saw everything. The Most High showed him everything. Filled him with so much wisdom and understanding that Solomon, he still went off. It says this, but Solomon loved many strange women, together with the daughters of Pharaoh, women of the Moabites, Ammonites, Edomites, Zidonians, and Hittites, of the nations concerning which the Lord said unto the children of Israel, he should not go into them, neither shall they come in unto you. For surely they will turn away your heart after their gods. Solomon clave unto these in love. Solomon went off and he loved many other women. It says, and he said of these strange women of the other nations, what the Most High commanded him not. And he had 700 wives, princesses, and 300 concubines, and his wives turned away his heart. For it came to pass when Solomon was old, Most High warned him that it was going to happen. But what happened? Solomon still went off. Solomon's supposed to know the law. Kings are supposed to know the law. It says, when Solomon was old, that his wives turned away his heart after other gods, and his heart was not perfect with the Lord his God. And it says, as was the heart of David his father. So Solomon went off and he started worshiping these other his wise gods and building up temples and groves. His heart was turned away after other gods. For Solomon went after Asherah, the goddess of the Zonian, and after Milcom, the abomination of the Amorites. And Solomon did evil in the sight of the Lord, and went not fully after the Lord, as did David his father. So it says, then did Solomon build a high place for Shamash, the abomination of Moab, in the hills that is before Jerusalem, and for Molech, the abomination of the children of Ammon. And likewise did he for all the strange wives which burnt incense and sacrificed unto their gods. So Solomon went off. See that? So the Most High appointed Solomon to be the rightful king, but he what? He went off. Let's go to, this is Rehoboam and his son. It says, this is Rehoboam. It's like, I want verse 8. It says, but he forsook the counsel of the old men. Now remember, this is Rehoboam. This is Solomon's son. It says, what happened to Rehoboam? It says, but he forsook the counsel of the old men, which they had given him, and consulted with the young men that were grown up with him, right? And which stood before him. So Rehoboam, he did what? He forsook the counsel of the old men that had wisdom, but wanted the counsel of the young men. You're not supposed to have counsel of young men that don't know nothing. Young men that just basically just now getting the understanding because Rehoboam became king over Israel. These men was young men that didn't really have that much understanding. They probably knew the law, knew some of the things, but still had a wicked heart. But Rehoboam, he forsook the counsel of old men that grew up with Solomon, his father. Men of understanding, men of wisdom. See, when you a king, you're supposed to have wise counselors, men of statures, ancient men that know the scriptures, full of wisdom, not young men. Let's go to the book of Sirach, chapter 25. Sirach, chapter 25, and verse 4. This is the book of Sirach, chapter 25, and verse 4. It says, oh, how comely a thing is judgment for gray hairs, and for ancient men to know counsel. So you're supposed to have elders that know counsels, wise men, are understanding of gray hair, that been in this tree for a long time, men of understanding that give great counsels, not young men that are going to cause you to go off. It says, of how comely is the wisdom of old men in understanding and counsels to men of honor. So it says, how comely is the wisdom of old men. Men that, like today, you're supposed to have elders, men of understanding that been in this truth for a long time, not young men that came up with the truth with you, men that's younger than you, 18, 20, 21, not even 25. You got men of, some camps got men that not even over 25 that giving counsel to people that haven't been in the truth more than a decade. They haven't been in the truth more than 5 years. But yet they set men over, they got people, they are set over other men to give counsel to. When the Most High said that it should be from, that wisdom should come from old men, an understanding of counsel of men of honor. A lot of these people don't have honor. A lot of these young men don't have honor. They might think they have honor. They might think because they sat over people that they have some type of understanding and honor. But the Most High said that you supposed to seek the counsel of old men that been in this truth for a long time. It says, much experience is the crown of old men, and the fear of the Most High is their glory. So you supposed to have understanding. So a king supposed to have men of wisdom, of gray hairs, supposed to have counselors of men that been in the truth for a long time. But like I said, a lot of these people, they got people that set people counsel, like Robone got look for counsel of young men that was younger than him, that grew up with him, that doesn't have that much understanding. Let's go to the book of First Kings. So that was Rehoboam's sin. Rehoboam, he went off. He's supposed to no, matter of fact, let's go to the book of Sirach, chapter 44, real quick. So yeah, Sirach, chapter 44. And verse 4. It says, leaders of the people by their counsels, and learning meet for the people, wise and eloquent in their instructions. So you have men of great statures. It said, let us now praise famous men and our fathers that begat us. The Lord have wrought great glory by them due his great power from the beginning, such as did bear rule in their kingdom. Men are renowned for their power, giving counsels by their understanding and declaring prophecies. Leaders, so leaders of the people by their counsel. And it says, and learning meet for the people, wise and eloquent in their instructions. So a leader is supposed to be what? Wise, supposed to be eloquent in their instructions, not supposed to be making things sound confusion, not supposed to be having double mind. First you said this, and then now you're saying that. Now you're switching up this. Now you're switching up that. No, man, you're supposed to be wise and eloquent in your instructions. All right, so let's go. So that was Rehoboam sin. Rehoboam, he wanted men of his own age to be counselors. And what happened? They led him wrong. They led him astray, causing him to fall off, causing the nation of Israel to be split. Well, that was Solomon's sin, but this is Rehoboam. He was wicked. He followed after Solomon. Sorry, and he exact more labors, make their labors even harder. Right. So that was his sin, and caused the people to be angry with him because he was a wicked man that did not kept the Most High laws and commandments rightfully. So let's go to the next sin. Let's go to Jeroboam. Now, this is another man named Jeroboam that the Most High had set up. Let's see something. All right, so we're going to start at verse 1. It says, and Rehoboam went to Shechem, for all Israel were come to Shechem to make him king. And it came to pass when Jeroboam, the son of Nebat, was yet in Egypt, heard of it, for he was fled from the presence of King Solomon, and Jeroboam dwelt in Egypt. So Jeroboam, he was supposed to be the king of the northern kingdom. He's the king of the northern kingdom of the 10 tribes. But we're going to go to his son. Let's jump down. Verse 26. So this is Jeroboam, right? So now we just going over some of the kings of Israel that went off. So I want to start at verse 25. It says, and Jeroboam built Shechem and Mount Ephraim, and dwelt there, and went out from thence and built Penuel. And Jeroboam said in his heart, now shall the kingdom return to the house of David. For this people will go up to do sacrifice in the house of the Lord at Jerusalem. Then shall the heart of this people turn again unto the Lord, even unto Rehoboam, king of Judah. So he didn't want. So Jeroboam didn't want the 10 tribes that he was king over to go back to Jerusalem to make sacrifices, because he thought that he was going to lose the people, because they was going to go back and be under King Rehoboam. So he said, and they shall kill me and go again to Rehoboam, king of Judah. Whereupon the king took counsel and made 2 calves of gold and said unto them, it is too much for you to go up to Jerusalem. Behold, thy gods, O Israel, which brought thee up out of the land of Egypt. And he set the one in Bethel, and the other one he put in Dan, the city of Dan. So what happened? Jeroboam went off. He made Israel to sin. When Jeroboam went off, everybody went off after him. Let's go to the book. So that was Jeroboam's sin. He made Israel to sin. He made everybody to commit idolatry and worship idols, worship calves of gold. And what happened? Israel they just did it. See that Israel, they always follow after wicked people. Oh, because it's much easier. It's easy for us to make sacrifices in here than to go to Jerusalem and make sacrifices in the temple. So Jeroboam went off, and what happened? Israel went off after him. So we're going to go to the next king. All right, Bashan. Let's go to the book of 1 Kings, chapter 16. I'm going to speed this up. This is the book of 1 Kings, chapter 16. It says, then the word of the Lord came to Jehu, the son of Hanani, against Baasha, saying, for as much as I exalted thee out of the dust, and made thee prince over my people Israel, and thou hast walked in the ways of Jeroboam, and hast made my people Israel to sin, to provoke me to anger with their sins. So even Slakia, but Bashan, he went off, and what happened? He made Israel to sin. So you see all these kings that was set over Israel, they made Israel to sin and follow after the ways of their wicked forefathers, Jeroboam. Right? Let's go to the book of 2 Kings, chapter 3, verse 1. Now, this is 2 Kings chapter 3, verse 1. It said, now Jeroboam, the son of Ahab, began to reign over Israel. Joram, the king of Ahab, began to reign over Israel and Samaria the 18th year of Jehoshaphat, king of Judah, and reigned 12 years. And he wrought evil in the sight of the Lord, but not like his fathers and like his mothers. Let me close this up. For it says, for he put away the images of Baal that his father had made. Nevertheless, he clave unto the sins of Jeroboam, the son of Nebat, which made Israel to sin. He departed not therefrom. So what did Jeroboam did? He caused Israel to sin by worshiping idols. So this man did the same exact thing. He went off and caused Israel to sin. Also, let's go to the book of 2 Kings, and I want 31. Right, this is a book of 2 Kings. Slovakia. 2 Kings, chapter 10, verse 31. All right, this is the book of 2 Kings, chapter 10, and verse 31. This is what I want. All right, come on. So this is Jehu. It says, but Jehu took no heed to walk in the law of the Lord, God of Israel, with all his heart, for he departed not from the sins of Jeroboam, which made Israel to sin. So this is another wicked king that was set over us. right? So even Jehu, he went off, he caused Israel to sin. So yeah, so what I'm pointing out is that you had a lot of kings over Israel that was going off. This is why the Most High said that he was going to raise up a righteous shepherd. Now, I'm going to show you this image real quick. Just make it, this is going to speed things up. Because for me to go do all these kings, it's going to take forever. So this is all the kings of the nation of Israel from the tribe, from the northern kingdom and the southern kingdom. So here to the left, hmm, you have the northern kingdom. And look at it. All of them was disobedient. From Jeroboam all the down to Hoshea, all these kings was disobedient. It's like it. Let me go back. It says, now the kings of Judah, you had Rehoboam, he was disobedient, he went off in sin. But then you had some of them like Asa, Jehoshaphat, they was obedient, they're right in the eyes of the Lord. It's like I'm trying to get this image out. All right, that's better. So you had different kings that was someone was disobedient from the kings of Judah. Some of them were disobedient, and some of them went off. So, I mean, someone was murdered. Look at this, and there was a queen. She was a murderer. Some was obedient. A lot of them were disobedient. A lot of them were very faithful. But what I'm showing you here that you had a whole lot of Israelites that was king over Israel, and all of them went off and caused Israel to sin. This is why we went into slavery in the first place. Now, don't the scriptures in the law say the kings were supposed to what? Keep the commandments. Let's go to the book of Deuteronomy. They were supposed to know the law. Chapter 17, and I want verse 18. So I was showing you that. Hold on. All right. This is Deuteronomy chapter 17 and verse 18. So I was showing you that a lot of our kings all fell off into idolatry, fell off into wickedness, sin, all type of building up calves and idols and stuff like that to make what? Israel go off. And Israel, what? We went off after them. Because like I said, we are lost sheep. We just follow after these the wicked shepherds, man. These wicked kings. People that we set over us, we follow after them and not stepping up in righteousness and keep the Most High commandments. It said, and it came, so that's Deuteronomy chapter 17 and verse 18. Now, all the kings, they supposed to know the law. It says, and it shall be when he sitteth upon the throne of his kingdom. So this is when we set kings over us, men of our own brethren. Now it says, and it shall be when he sitteth upon the throne of his kingdom, that he shall write him a copy of this law in a book, out of that which is before the priest and Levi, the priest of Levites. And it shall be with him, and he shall read therein all the days of his life, that he may learn to fear the Lord his God, to keep all the words of the law and statutes to do them. So a king, he's supposed to be doing what? Keeping the commandments. He's supposed to be studying, reading every single day the laws. Because why? He was a light to Israel. A king is supposed to be a light to Israel, a leader, someone that Israel can look up to. But all our kings, they went off. Some obeyed, some disobeyed. Let's go to the book of Wisdom of Solomon, chapter 6. This is the book of Wisdom of Solomon, chapter 6. It says, hear therefore, O ye kings, and understand, learn ye that be judges of the ends of the earth. So a king is a judge. He's supposed to be a person that we could look up to, that's supposed to make rightful judgments, righteous judgments. It says, give ear, you that rule the people, and glory in the multitudes of nations. For the power, it said, for power is given you of the Lord. So you understand that the Most High, He rules. He set up kings over you. But what happened? It said, look, this power is giving you to from the Lord to be a king over the nation. Right? It says, and sovereignty from the highest, who shall try your works and search out your counsels. So the Most High is going to try your works. And He's going to see if you are a righteous king or the wicked king, or a righteous leader or a wicked leader. Because being ministers of His kingdom, you have not judged aright, nor kept the law, nor walked after the counsel of the Most High. Horribly and speedily shall He come upon you, for a sharp judgment shall be to them that be in high places. So when you a king and you are a wicked king, the Most High is going to cast you down. You're going to get one of the worst judgments. Because why? Because you're supposed to be a righteous king and lead Israel to righteousness. But like I said, Israel look up to their king and follow after their ways. So when you're a wicked king, you're going to make all Israel to be wicked. Verse 6. First, it says, for mercy will soon pardon the meanest, but mighty men shall be mightily torment. So the Most High, He demand kings to be righteous. If you want to be, if you're a mighty man, a king or a leader, and you wicked and going off, and you causing all the other people behind you to go off too, you're going to be, man. Look, you're gonna receive a worse judgment. Let's go to the book of Isaiah, chapter 9, and verse 16. It says, for the leaders of this people caused them to err, and they that led them are destroyed, and they that are led of them are destroyed. So a leader, you can cause a lot of people to err. When you set up laws and breakdowns and judgments and doctrines to make other people go off, you causing a lot of people to sin. You causing a lot of people to be destroyed. So when you're a leader, you're supposed to be a righteous leader, a person that studied the Most High commandments day in and day out, from morning to nightfall. You're supposed to be studying, making sure that you are a righteous man. Because it's a lot of wicked people that we follow after. Like we read, all our kings, especially Northern Kingdom, they all of them went off, man. All of them went off and committed idolatry, and caused Israel to sin. Let's go to the book of Jeremiah, chapter 50, and verse 6. It says, my people have been lost sheep. Their shepherd had caused them to go astray. See, their shepherds are their leaders. We are lost sheep. We don't know which way to go. We're looking for a righteous shepherd. But the shepherds that was pointing over us has caused us to go astray. Because we follow after man and not after the Most High. They have turned them away on the mountains. They have gone from mountains to hills. They have forgotten their resting place. And we forget, we don't know our resting place right now. We think America is the land of rest. This is not a resting place. Our resting place is in Jerusalem. Our resting place is supposed to be in a kingdom. So, but what? The shepherds that was over us caused us to go astray. And right now, you got a lot of wicked shepherds over us. You got wicked shepherds of Christianity, right? Causing the people to go astray. You even got some that's in the Israelites causing their people to go astray, that know they Israel. So you to be a king or to be a leader and have people under you, that's really something that you got to really look into, because you can cause people to sin and go off. Because a lot of people look up to leaders. Like I said, it says we have been lost sheep. A lost sheep looking for a sheep is looking for a shepherd to guide them in the green pasture. So we got a lot of wicked shepherds, a lot of wicked leaders, a lot of wicked people that set over us. Let's go to the book of James, chapter 3, in verse 1. It said, "My brethren, be not many masters, knowing that we shall receive the greater condemnation." So it said, look, don't try to be a leader. Don't try to be a leader if you don't really know a lot of things, or you just been wicked, but you want to be a leader seeking pride and eminence. You're going to receive a greater damnation. The Most High says it, knowing that we shall receive the greater condemnation. You're going to receive a greater judgment. Because why? If you're wicked, you got a lot of people that's under you is wicked. If you committing idolatry, a lot of people are going to think that's cool. If you bearing false witness, a lot of people are going to think that's cool. If you setting up lies, a lot of people that follow you is going to think that's cool. So you got to understand, when you under the Most High authority, you got to keep His commandments, because He's the Most High supposed to set you up to be a ruler over His people. But yet, knowing that you have a wicked heart, you might end up going off and causing other people to go off too. Let's go to the book of Sirach, chapter 10. Here we're going to start verse 1. This is the book of Sirach, chapter 10, and verse 1. It says, "A wise judge will instruct his people. The government of a prudent man is well ordered." So if you're a wise judge, you will instruct your people, like how Solomon did in his younger days, right before he went off. He had people that was working under him that was in well order. People that was following after him and keeping the Most High commandments. As the judge, it says, as the judge of the people is himself. Sorry, as the judge of the people is himself, so are his officers. In what manner of man the ruler of the city is, such are all they that dwell therein. So if you got a wicked king over you, just know that you're going to be wicked following after him. If you choose, like today, a lot of people choose Esau to be their wicked king. Just know that you're going to follow after his wickedness. So if you set up to be a ruler over a congregation or over the nation, and you're wicked, just know that you're going to cause a lot of people to go off, and you're going to receive a greater damnation. Most High is going to cast you down. In Israel, we follow after this all the time, but we don't learn. We don't learn from our mistakes. When we see that our leaders is going off and being wicked, and what we do, we still follow after them. We still put our trust in them. This is the book of Jeremiah, chapter 17, and verse 5. It says, "This said the Lord, cursed be the man that trusted in man, and maketh flesh his arms, and whose heart departed from the Lord." So it says, "Cursed be you wicked followers that follow after a man," because you see your leader or king going off, but yet you still put your trust in him, think that he's going to lead you in a righteous path. It says, verse 6, "For he shall be like the half in the desert, and shall not see see when good cometh, but shall inhabit the parched places in the wilderness, in a salt land, and not inhabited." So you're going to be dry and thirsty, looking for wisdom, knowledge, and understanding, following after a wicked man that don't lead you into the green pastures or give you the waters of knowledge and understanding. Because you put your trust in man, now the Most High is going to curse you. But verse 7 said, "Blessed is the man that trusted in the Lord, and whose hope is in the Lord." So your hope is supposed to be in the Lord and not in man. You're supposed to be planted by the rivers of living water, getting fed by wisdom. Follow after the Most High. But what happened? A lot of people, they put their trust in men. And what's going to happen? If your rulers hearken to lies, then all the congregation going to hearken to lies also. You're going to receive the same judgment as your leader because you follow wicked leaders and study instead of standing up for righteousness. Let's go to the book of Proverbs, chapter 29 and verse 12. It says, if a ruler hearken to lies, all his servants are wicked. So if your king is hearkening to lies, then guess what? You wicked too. Because you follow after that king. You follow after that leader. You follow after that shepherd, that president, whoever you pick to choose over you, and they hearken to lies, guess what? You're wicked just like him. And what's going to happen? You're going to receive the same judgments as him. You're going to receive the same punishment as him because you put your trust in man. Let's go to the book of Psalms, chapter 146. And I want verse 3. It says, put not your trust in princes, nor in the sons of man, in whom there is no help. So a lot of people, they think that their leaders is going to help them out and lead them in the path of righteousness. They think that because they follow after him or follow after her or whatever the case may be, that they're going to receive salvation. Or they put their trust in Esau and his policies, thinking that, oh, if we just cast our votes, oh, then what? We're gonna live our life in peace here in America. But you put your trust in man, and man gonna lead you in the wrong path every single time. Man, every man is born with a wicked seed. Every single one is born with a wicked seed. And just know that, look, just because a person may know the Bible, like your pastors or your leaders in the congregation, you might think because they know the Bible, don't think that they don't go off. Everybody go off. Everybody commits sin. So that's why the Most High said, put your trust into him and not into wicked men. Let's go to the book of 1 Corinthians, chapter 2, verse 5. It says, that your faith should not stand in the wisdom of men, but in the power of the Most High. Your faith should not stand in the wisdom of men. Because you think that you're a pastor or you're a president or a leader, you know, they might speak wise and eloquent words that might sound good to you. And you put your trust in them because you put, okay, this man, he's full of wisdom. Oh, wow. But his wisdom could be darkness. His wisdom could be a light full of darkness. But you put your trust in him thinking that he's wise and understanding, but he causing you to err. He causing you to go off. And so that's why the Most High said, don't put your trust in him, but in the power of the Most High. In Israel, we always do that. We always want to put our trust in men because it's easier for us. We feel more comfortable following after wickedness than we do after righteousness. It's easier for us. Watch this. Let's go to the book of Maccabees, First Maccabees. Chapter 1, and I want verse 11. This is the book of First Maccabees, chapter 1 and verse 11. It says, in those days went there out of Israel wicked men, who persuaded many, saying, let us go and make a covenant with the heathen that are round about us. For since we departed from them, we have had much sorrow. So you got a lot of wicked men out here, man. And these wicked men are back. They are back on earth. And what they doing, they persuading a lot of men and say, look, let's go vote. Let's go cast out our ballot. Let's go choose us a president because this president can make our lives much easier. It could be much peaceful if we just vote for Democrat or for a Republican. Whoa, we want to vote for Trump, or we want to vote for Harris. Harris, what is that? Vice President Harris. Because if we don't vote for them, our lives are going to be much pain and sorrow and hard on us, right? It says, so this device pleased them well. Then certain of the people were so forward herein that they went to the king, who gave them the license to do after the ordinances of the heathen, whereupon they built a place of exercise at Jerusalem according to the custom of the heathen. So you see, a lot of people, they wanted their lives to be good. They want to live like the heathen, and made themselves uncircumcised and forsook the holy covenant, and joined themselves to the heathen, and was sold to do mischief. You see that right now going on. A lot of people, they join themselves to this wicked idolatry, wickedness, witchcraft, fornication. We want to follow after the heathens, and now we're doing so much wickedness right now. Because while we forsook our laws, we forsook the Most High. He's supposed to be our king. He's supposed to be our righteous leader. He's supposed to be the person that we're supposed to follow after. But we follow after wickedness. Let's go to the book of Sirach, chapter 16. This is the book of Sirach, chapter 16, and verse 1. It says, desire not a multitude of unprofitable children. The light, it said, neither the light and ungodly sons. So you're not supposed to be put, like I said, putting your trust in men. And just because just one big congregation, they are mighty doing the works, whatever the case may be, but you put your trust in them because why? They are mighty. They are basically, they are it's a lot of them in there in the congregation. It said, desire not a multitude of unprofitable children, neither the light and ungodly sons and the ungodly sons. So you're not supposed to follow after wickedness. Though they multiply, rejoice not in them, except the fear of the Lord be with them. So even though they might seem big and mighty, and they multiplying and getting congregations here and camps here and there, don't look at them like, okay, surely the Most High is with them, because you don't know that. Because that wickedness might be rooted in them that you might not see. It could be sheep's wolves and sheep clothing. It says, accept the fear of the Lord be with them. You got to make sure that you really examine them and prove them and see if the Lord is really with them. And it might take time, it might take years. It said, trust not thou in their life, neither respect their multitude. So don't look at their multitude and say, oh yeah, the Most High got to be dealing with them. For one that is, it said, for one that is just is better than 1,000, and better it is to die without children than to have them that are ungodly. So it says, our just man is better than 1,000 wicked men. It's better than 1,000 wicked men. You got one man that's standing on his own and keeping the Most High commandments, and you look at him like, nah, the Most High ain't dealing with him, because he by himself. Look at him. The Most High surely got to be dealing with these people, because why? It's a lot of them. They're everywhere. They growing. They multiplying. But not knowing that these people are really wicked in pride, and they setting themselves up as rulers of this world, and the Most High didn't ordain that, thinking that they are mighty men, right? Not knowing that, notwithstanding, not thinking that these men could be evil and set you up to destruction. You don't think that. You just look at the outward appearance, like how they did Saul, or how Samuel did one of David's brothers, right? Let's go to the book of Matthew, chapter 15 and verse 14. It says, let them alone. They be blind leaders of the blind. And if the blind lead the blind, both shall fall into the ditch. So you got to be careful, because you can fall into the ditch with your leaders. You see your leaders, it's like it. You see your leaders going off, and you don't reprove them or depart from them, but yet you follow after them. That's why you just as blind as them, and you're going to reap the same reward as them. Let's go to Ezekiel chapter 14, verse 9. It says, and if the prophets be deceived when he has spoken a thing, I, the Lord, have deceived that prophet. Then the Most High said, the deceiver and the deceived are his. So he said, look, if the prophet has been a deceiver, the Most High had deceived that prophet, and I will stretch out my hand upon him and will destroy him from the midst of my people Israel. So you definitely have false prophet in the midst of Israel. Just because a person may seem like he's mighty, knowing scriptures, can memorize scriptures here and there easily, or he's well eloquent in his speech and know how to break down things good, and he got a nice voice, whatever, and he's either he could be in the truth for a long time, for decades or 20 years, whatever. He could be in his truth. You might think that, oh yeah, this is definitely a good prophet that the Most High set up. But you got to be careful, because the Most High could have deceived that prophet. It says, and they shall bear the punishment of their iniquity. The punishment of the prophet shall even be as the punishment of him that seeketh unto him. So you could bear the same judgment of that prophet. You got to understand that when your prophet is going off and you follow after him, you're going to go off too. You're going to bear that same judgment. Didn't Israel go into judgment? Didn't we transgress the Most High's laws and follow after wickedness? And what happened to us? We got cast down into slavery. We was once a ruler nation, a royal nation, but we followed after wickedness and after other people. And what happened? Now we became sinners. We became slaves. We became niggers. We became black, African Americans, Hispanics, spits. We became all these different bywords. Why? Because what? We broke the Most High commandments and followed after wickedness. Follow after blind guides, blind leaders. It's a lot of false prophets in Israel. You got to be aware of them. Then Peter said, a false prophet shall arise, false prophet shall arise and deceive many. So you got to be careful. Let's go to the book of Jeremiah, chapter 13, and I want verse 16. It says, give glory to the Lord your God before he cause darkness, and before your feet stumble upon the dark mountains. He said, look, give glory to the Most High before your destruction comes, because he's going to destroy you. It says, and while he looked for light, he turned into the shadow of death and make it gross darkness. But if he will not hear it, my soul shall weep in secret places for your pride, and my eyes shall weep sore and run down with tears, because the Lord flock is carried away captive. The Most High cast you down and make you slaves. Make you slave. It says, say unto the king and to the queen, humble yourself, sit down, for your principalities shall come down, even the crown of your glory. The Most High can sit you down. He said, look, humble yourself before I cast you down. The cities of the south shall be shut up, and none shall open them. Judah shall be carried away captive, all of it. It shall be wholly, it shall be wholly carried away captive. Lift up your eyes and behold them that come from the north. Where is the flock that is given thee, that beautiful flock? See, the Most High, he can cast you down. He can cast you down and make you slave. Because why? You didn't give glory to the Lord. You didn't give glory to the Most High. You want to follow after wickedness and follow after wicked idolaters, evil men, wicked shepherds, wicked leaders, wicked presidents, right? That people that they set themselves up. The Most High didn't set a lot of these men out before your eyes. A lot of these men might know scriptures because they study. Anybody can study scriptures and get the and memorize precepts, but the Most High, He give the wisdom, He give the understanding of it. So some people can give you doctrines of doctrines. Like a lot of these camps got different doctrines, saying that it's from the Most High, but the Most High is not the author of confusion. So you got a lot of people who got different doctrines, and you got to understand that, look, that doctrine can cause you to err, can cause you to go astray. It cause you to be destroyed in front of the eyes of the Most High. So when a leader say, "Hey, this doctrine from the Lord," no, man, that doctrine from you. The Most High said, "Keep His commandments and live." Why are these leaders in Israel saying that their doctrines come from the Most High, their understanding coming from the Most High, but yet they all got different doctrines? Like the Most High is just giving these people different understanding. Okay, I'm gonna give you this doctrine, you're gonna teach this doctrine. I'm gonna give you that doctrine, and you're gonna teach this doctrine. And it's all come from the Lord. No, it's coming from your own understanding. The Most High said, just keep my commandments. Your breakdowns and your lessons, your doctrines and understanding, they all come from you. But otherwise, we will all be speaking the same thing. If the Most High gives every camp the same doctrine, we always speak the same thing. But it's not coming from the Most High. It's coming from your own understanding. And that's just real. Let's go to the book of Isaiah, chapter 5 and verse 13. Because, like I said, we had a lot of wicked people, a lot of wicked leaders that would cause Israel to err. And what happened? We fell into captivity. Therefore, my people are gone into captivity because they have no knowledge, and their honorable men are famished, and their multitude dry up with thirst. Therefore, hell hath enlarged herself and opened her mouth without measure, and their glory and their multitudes and their prompts, and he that rejoiced shall descend into it. So it said, Israel have no knowledge. Now the priests, they were supposed to teach knowledge. They were supposed to give you the understanding. They were supposed to give you the wisdom and the laws and stuff. They're supposed to do that. But what happened? They was going off. And these are the people that we looked up to. And what happened? We went off with them. Now you had a lot of righteous men that went into slavery also, like Daniel. He went into slavery. So you had a lot of other righteous men that went into slavery that was righteous, but a lot of Israel had went off, and they all had to go into captivity. So you're going to bear the same judgment as your leaders. So you got to be careful. When you see your leader going off, you got to get out of there, man, because he can cause you to go off, and you're going to reap the same judgment. This is how we went off and reaped the same judgment and got cast down in the middle of the whole nation, from every single nation out here. We got cast down from being a ruler class, a royal people, to slaves, being scattered. Let's go to the prayer of Azariah. This is a prayer of Azariah, the three holy children. And in verse 4, it says, in all the things that thou hast brought upon us, and upon the holy cities of our fathers, even Jerusalem, thou hast executed true judgment. For according to truth and judgment, didst thou bring all these things upon us because of our sins. So we broke the Most High commandments, and now what happened? We received judgment and punishment. For we have sinned and committed iniquity, departed from thee. In all the things have we transgressed, and not obeyed thy commandments, nor kept them, neither none as thou hast commanded us, that it might go well with us. Wherefore all that thou hast brought upon us, and everything that thou hast done to us, thou hast done in true judgment. So us going to slavery was a true righteous judgment from the Lord. And thou didst deliver us into the hands of the lawful enemies, the lawless enemies. Who is the lawless enemies during this time? Babylon And where we under now? Babylon the Great, modern day Babylon, spiritual Babylon, here in America. Most hateful forsakers of God. And the white man, he's the most hateful forsaker of the Most High. Who will set up their image, their own image, and say, this is Jesus. This is the Son of Man. This is your Lord. This is your Savior. This is the King of Kings. Caesar Borgia, blonde hair, blue eyes, and a red skin. Right? Who would do that? The most hateful forsakers of the Most High, they will do that. Because they don't have God in their hearts. They don't care about the Most High. It says, and to an unjust king. And who's an unjust king? Whatever president we pick. Doesn't matter you pick for Trump or you pick for Kamala Harris. They're going to be an unjust king. We had unjust kings since the days we got here to America until now. And the most wicked in all the world. And now we cannot open our mouths. We are become a shame and reproach to thy servants and to them that worship thee. So now we all are ashamed. We all are in this wicked kingdom. And who ruling over us? Our enemies. The most wicked and hateful people. Let's go to the book of Job, chapter 9, and verse 24. This is Job chapter 9 and verse 24. The earth is given into the hand of the wicked. He covered the faces of the judges thereof. If not, where and who is he? So who is this wicked man that rules the earth? Under Satan. Who rules the earth? Who set up the judges? Who covered the faces of the judges and make his face as the judge? The so-called white man. He doing that. He's the most wicked man of the earth. He ruling the world now because why? Israel fell off into idolatry by following after wickedness and wicked men. So you got to be careful because we've got ourselves in this predicament, in this situation. Following after wicked men that the Most High did not ordain. These people that was setting themselves up. A lot of Northern Kingdom, they were setting themselves up to be kings over them. It would be not men like a king inheritance succeeders. It will be of their sons. It was a lot of Northern King. When you read the Book of Kings, it was a lot of Northern Kingdom that was making themselves kings, that were killing the king and were coming up and say, "Hey, I'm king now." A lot of the servants of the king will kill him, will kill the king and make themselves kings. It's supposed to be a seed line. Your son is supposed to be king. But you had a lot of wicked acts. Let's go to the book of Nehemiah, chapter 9 and verse 36. This is Nehemiah chapter 9, verse 36. It says, "Behold, we are servants this day, for as an end for the land that thou gavest unto our fathers to eat the fruit thereof, and the good thereof. Behold, we are servants in it. And it yielded so we are servants in this land, right? We are basically servants. We sit here and we got other nations over us. It says, and it yielded much increase unto the king whom thou hast set over us because of our sins. Also, they have dominion over our bodies." Why do you think we getting hung? We getting shot down these streets, and these cops is getting away, getting away with it because Esau, they set the laws. They set the laws over you. If they want a cop to kill you and not be thrown away in jail because of murder, they can do that. Right? They are the judges of the world now. They set up the court systems, the courthouse. It says, and over our cattle, they set up the farms. They give you food to eat now. At their pleasure, we are in great distress. And we are this great distress because we don't have our own land. We here in America, we all in idolatry. We all follow as the idolaters, being in wickedness. Right? Let's go to the book of Ezekiel. I'm going to speed this up. Chapter 34 and verse 5. So this is Ezekiel chapter 34 and verse 5. It says, they were scattered because there is no shepherd. So we got into captivity because why? There was no good shepherd. We had wicked shepherds, but there was no good one. It said, and they became meat to all the beasts of the field. And all the beasts of the field is the nations. We became a prey to them. And when they were scattered, it says, my sheep wandered through all the mountains and upon every high hill. Yea, my flock was scattered upon all the faces of the earth, and none did search nor seek after them. And no one cared about us. Let's go to jump down verse 22. It says, therefore what I save, so it said, therefore what I save my flock, and they shall no more be a prey. So the Most High said that he's going to save the flock. He's going to save Israel because we are in the land of captivity right now because we went astray. So the Most High, he's going to set up a righteous shepherd to save the flock. It said, I will judge between cattle and cattle. So the Most High, he's going to set up a savior to be ruler over Israel. And I will set up one shepherd over him. So it says, and he shall feed them, even my servant David, he shall feed them, and he shall be their shepherd. So Most High going to save up a good shepherd, right? And this is not talking about David himself. Talking about one that come out of the loins of David, Yahweh Shai. All right, he's going to be the righteous shepherd. Let's go to the book of Hebrews, chapter 13 and verse 20. Watch this. This is the book of Hebrews, chapter 13, verse 20. And it reads, now the Most High, now the God of peace that brought again from the dead our Lord Hamashiach, Yahweh Shai, that great shepherd of the sheep, through the blood of the everlasting covenant. So Christ, he is that great shepherd. He is the shepherd that the Most High that had ordained to be a ruler over Israel, not David. Let's go to the book of Jeremiah. Watch this. Jeremiah chapter 33 and verse 15. It says, in those days at that time, what I caused the branch of righteousness to grow up unto David. So the Most High is going to cause the branch of righteousness. That branch of righteousness is Christ. He's the branch, and he said, and to grow up unto David, and he shall execute judgment and righteousness in the land. So David is not going to be the king or the shepherd, that great shepherd. Christ is, and he's going to come from the loins of David. Let's go to the book of Jeremiah, chapter 30 and verse 8. And now I'm going to get this in. Let's just read this real quick. Jeremiah chapter 30 and verse 8. It said, for it shall come to pass in that day, said the Lord of hosts, that I will break his yoke from off thy neck, and will burst thy bonds, and strangers shall no more serve themselves of him. But they shall serve the Lord their God, and David their king, whom I will raise up unto them. So it's not talking about David the king. Let's get to a different understanding. Let's go to the NLT version of this. Watch this. Let's go to verse 9. It said, for my people will serve the Lord their God, and their king, this king descended from David, the king I will rise up to them. So it says the descendant from David, the king, their king descended from David. So it's going to be a king that comes from David's loins that the Most High will raise up for us. So it's not talking about David that's going to be our king. Christ is the king, right? Let's go to the book of Luke. Let's go back to the KJV. And let's go to the book of Luke, chapter 1. This is the book of Luke, chapter 1, and verse 31. This is the book of Luke, chapter 1, verse 31. It says, and behold, thou shalt conceive. Sorry. It says, and behold, thou shalt conceive in thy womb and bring forth a son, and shall call his name Yahweh. He shall be great and shall be called the Son of the Highest, and the Lord shall give unto him the throne of his father David. So that's why we need a righteous king. We need a righteous king to sit on the throne of David, right? We need a righteous ruler because we've been having wickedness for a long period of time. We have wicked rulers for a long period of time. So the Most High he promised us a righteous king, a righteous leader. It said, and he shall reign over the house of Jacob forever, and of his kingdom there shall be no end. So the Most High ordained Yahweh to be our king, our righteous king that we should look unto, not in men, not in these other nations. We've been following after other nations and following after their lights, following after wicked rulers and their light, following after their ways. But the Most High said, look, I'm gonna give you a righteous king, and you're gonna follow after him. And you're gonna trust in him and put your trust into him and follow after him. Let's go to the book of Jeremiah, chapter 23 and verse 3. Oh, let's start at verse 1. It says, woe be unto the pastors that destroy and scatter the sheep of my pastures, said the Lord. Therefore, thus said the Lord, God of Israel, against the pastors that feed my people. Ye have scattered my flock and driven them away and have not visited them. See, there's a lot of wicked pastors out here, man. And pastors just mean leaders or teachers. And it said, and I will visit upon you the evil of your doings, said the Lord. So the Most High is going to destroy all these wicked leaders that set themselves up to be leaders over congregations, leaders of Christianity, leaders of this world, whatever the case may be. It says, and I will gather the remnant of my flock out of the countries, whether I have driven them, and I will bring them again to their foes, and they shall be fruitful and increase. So the Most High is going to save us from the wicked pastors, these wicked leaders, the wicked rulers. And I will set up the shepherds over them, and he's going to give us righteous shepherd. When you read Jeremiah chapter 3, verse 15, he said, I was going to give you shepherds of his understanding to feed us. It says, I will set up shepherds over them. I'm paraphrasing that. And I will set up shepherds over them, which shall feed them, and they shall fear no more, nor be dismayed, neither shall they be lacking, said the Lord. So the Most High is going to feed us with righteous shepherds. It says, behold, the days come, said the Lord, that I will raise unto David a righteous branch. See, this is how you know David wasn't going to be that king. It said, a king shall reign and prosper, and shall execute judgment in the earth. In his days shall Israel be saved. In his days Judah shall be saved, and Israel shall dwell safely. And this is the name whereby he shall be called, the Lord of our righteousness. See that? In his days, when Christ returns, we're going to be at peace. We're going to be called a holy nation again. We're going to be set up under righteousness under Christ, because we've been set up under all these wicked Israelite kings and different rulers of this world, and we've been following after them, and they've made us to sin. But the Most High is going to give you a righteous king that you follow after him, and you're going to be made righteous unto him. Follow after his laws, his commandments. Let's go to the book of 1 Peter chapter 1. 1 Peter chapter 2, verse 25. It says, for ye were a sheep gone astray, but are now returned unto the shepherd, the bishop of your souls. Right? Because we were all sheep going astray. But the Most High has set up Christ, the real shepherd, and bishop, the real leader of your souls. Because we were once lost, didn't know which way to go. But now the Most High is setting up his son, Yahweh Shai, to be our leader. Remember, Yahweh Shai did no sin. What did the doctrine that Yahweh Shai was teaching? The doctrine of his father, the Most High. To keep the commandments. Put your faith in Yahweh Shai. That's what we should be keeping and following after, not after wicked men that set themselves up to be rulers. Isaiah chapter 40 and verse 10. This is a book, Isaiah chapter 40 and verse 10. It says, behold, the Lord will come with strong hand, and his arm shall rule. And his arm shall rule for him. Who is arm? Yahweh Shai. Behold, his servant, his reward is with him, and his work before him. He shall feed the flock like a shepherd. He shall gather the lamb with his arm, and carry them in his bosom, and shall gently lead those that are with young. So the Most High, he's going to set up Yahweh Shai, and he's going to lead us into peace. He's going to lead us like a lamb. Like he's gonna lead us like a shepherd guiding his lamb into green pastures. He's going to guide us in peace and unity and love and righteousness. Let's go to the book of Sirach, chapter 18. Okay, this is Sirach 18 and verse. Let's go to jump 13. This is Sirach chapter 18 and verse 13. It says, the mercy of man is towards his neighbor, but the mercy of the Lord is upon all flesh. He reproves and nurtures and teaches, and bringeth again as a shepherd his flock, as a shepherd his flock. So the Most High going to set up Yahweh Shai, and he going to nurture us and teaches us and be a shepherd. It said he had mercy on them that receive discipline, and that diligently seek after his judgment. And he's going to have mercy on them that seek after his judgment, that receive his discipline. Not the discipline and the teaching of this world, what the world may teach you, or your wicked ruler may teach you, your leader may teach you, but after the Lord, Yahweh Shai himself. You seek after his judgment and his ways, and not in men. Right? Let's go to the book of John, chapter 10, verse 11. John, chapter 10, and verse 11. It says, I am the good shepherd. The good shepherd giveth his life for the sheep. So Christ is the good shepherd. No more are we going to have wicked shepherds and leaders over us. We're going to have that one shepherd that the Most High ordained from the beginning of everlasting life before the world was made. Yeah, he gave Adam to be over us, but what happened? Adam fell. It was already ordained. That's why the Most High gave Adam a wicked seed in him, for him to go off so he could set up his son Yahweh Shai to be the righteous shepherd, the righteous leader, the righteous king, that all nations going to go unto him and flow under him. Let's go to the book of Hebrews, chapter 5 and verse 5. Right, this is the book of Hebrews, chapter 5 and verse 5. It says, so also Yahweh Shai, it says, so also Christ Yahweh Shai glorified not himself to be made high priest, but he said unto him, thou art my son, today I have begotten thee. So the Most High had ordained Yahweh Shai to be the righteous and savior, and made him high priest. Now, what job a high priest must do? Teaches the law. A priest supposed to teach the law. This is Malachi chapter 2, verse 7. For the priest's lips shall teach knowledge. It says, and they shall seek the law at his mouth, for he is the messenger of the Lord of hosts. So The Most High ordained Yahweh Shah to be the high priest now. And what he's going to do, he's going to teach us knowledge. And we're going to seek the law out of Yahweh Shah's mouth now. He's going to put the law in our inward parts. Right? Let's go to the book of Zechariah. Zechariah chapter 6, verse 12. Zechariah chapter 6, verse 12. It says, and speak unto him, saying, thus speaketh the Lord of hosts, saying, behold, the man whose name is the branch, right? That says Yahweh Shah, and he shall grow up out of his place, and he shall build the temple of the Lord. So Christ, he's going to build the temple of the Lord, the Israelites. We're going to be the temple of the Lord. Right? And he is the branch which that Mosiah was going to grow up out of his own people. All right, let's go to the book of Isaiah, chapter 9 and verse 6. This is under Christ's rulership. Isaiah chapter 9, verse 6. It says, For under us a child is born. Who's that child? Is going to Yahweh Shah. Unto us a son is given, and the government shall be upon his shoulder, and his name shall be called Wonderful. So Christ's going to be called, like, this is all names that was going to be given to the Son of Man, Christ. Right? We're going to call him Wonderful. He's going to be a wonderful king, a great counselor. He's going to be a mighty God to us. He's going to be the everlasting Father to us and a Prince of Peace. So Christ is going to take on all these attributes and characteristics. He's going to be a wonderful king, counselor, a God to us, an everlasting Father to us, and a Prince of Peace. So Christ is going to be all this to us. Let's go to the book of, let me speed this up, Isaiah chapter 33 and 22. It says, Isaiah chapter 33, verse 22, for the Lord is our judge, the Lord is our lawgiver, the Lord is our king, he will save us. So remember, the Lord, he's our judge. He's the one that's going to judge us. He is the lawgiver. He gave out the law. He is our king. He is the king. So we got to understand that. We got to stop setting our hopes and trust into this world and presidents and leaders. We got to look unto the mighty Lord to be our king, the lawgiver, and follow after his laws and customs and commandments. Let's go to the book of Philippians, chapter 2 and verse 9. Right? This Philippians chapter 2, verse 9. Wherefore the Most High also have highly exalted him and given him a name which is above every name. So Christ is he's the King of Kings and Lord of Lords. His name is above every other name upon which you have heard of or seen or whatever. Presidents, anybody, Moses. Christ his name is going to be exalted. That at the name of Hamashiach, every knee shall bow of things in heaven and things in earth and things under the earth. Every knee is going to bow unto Yahweh Shah. Every single knee is going to bow down and worship him, follow after him. It says, and that every tongue shall confess that Yahweh Shah is Lord. Yahweh Shah Hamashiach is Lord. The glory to the glory of the Father. To the glory of the God the Father. So everybody's going to confess that the Most High ordained Yahweh Shah to be the Lord, the King of Kings, the peace of righteousness. Right? No more will we follow after wickedness and after things of this world and presidents that set themselves up. Let's go to the book of Daniel, chapter 7 and verse 13. All right, this is the book of Daniel, chapter 7 and verse 13. I saw in the night vision, and behold, one like the Son of Man came with the clouds of heaven and came to the Ancient of Days. So this is Christ coming to his Father. And they brought him near before him, and there was given him dominion, Christ's rulership, and glory, and a kingdom that all people, nations, and language shall serve him. His dominion is an everlasting dominion. His kingdom is going to be an everlasting rulership, man. No more will no more will we follow after men and their rules. It said, which shall not pass away, and his kingdom that which shall not be destroyed. And Christ's kingdom is going to be an everlasting kingdom where all nations are going to flow unto him and follow after him and do his and keep his laws. Let's go to the book of Zechariah chapter 9 and Zechariah chapter 14 verse 9. It says, and the Lord shall be king over all the earth, and that day shall there be one Lord, and his name is one. So remember, you got many people that set themselves up as kings and lords on this earth. You got people that set themselves up as leaders of over congregations, pastors, um, bishops, or whatever the case may be. You got people, vanguards. You got people that set themselves up as leaders over people. But in this day, you're going to have Christ. He's going to be the leader. He's going to be king of over the earth. And his name going to be one. It said, and the land, and it said, all the land shall be turned as the plain from Gibeah and Rimmon, south of Jerusalem, and it should be lifted up, and the inhabitants of her place from Benjamin gate unto the place of the first gate, unto the corners gate, and from the tower of Haniel unto the king's wine press. So Christ, he's going to be the ruler, and he's going to set up his kingdom, and he's going to set up his people. It says, and men shall dwell in it, and there shall be no more utter destruction, but Jerusalem shall be safely inhabited, and his people is going to be in the land. Christ's people is going to be in the land. He's going to come and save his people and put the Israelites back in their homeland. Because right now they are in captivity, serving under rulers and wicked oppressors. All right. Last verse. This is the book of Isaiah, chapter 2, and start verse 1. It says, the word of Isaiah, the son of Amos, saw concerning Jerusalem and Judah and Jerusalem. It says, and it shall come to pass in the last days that the mountain of the Lord's host shall be established in the top of the mountain, and shall be exalted above the hills, and all nations shall flow unto it. And many people shall go and say, come ye, and let us go up to the mountains of the Lord, to the house of the God of Jacob, and he will teach us his ways, and we will walk in his path. For out of Zion shall go forth the law, and the word of the Lord from Jerusalem. So Christ is going to be that king, that priest, and he's going to teach us his laws. He's going to teach us the laws of the Most High. It says, and he shall judge among the nations, and shall rebuke many people, and they shall beat their swords unto plowshares, and their spears into plummeting hooks. Nation shall not lift up swords against nation, neither shall they learn war anymore. And under Christ's rulership is going to be peace. Under Christ's dominion is going to be peace forever. It says, O house of Jacob, come ye and let us walk in the light of the Lord. So under Christ's rulership is going to be peace. When Christ set up the Israelites and established them and put them back in their homeland and made them rulers of all the nations of the world, under Christ, under the Most High, under Christ, we're going to be rulers and going to be peace on the earth. So no more will we follow after wickedness and putting our trust in men. No more will we have that stony hearts and that wicked seed in us. Because Christ is going to remove that stony heart and put a fleshly heart in us. And our eyes are going to be open because we don't want to, because we saw how we got punished. And best believe, man, a lot of people are going to be punished because they they rebel against Christ by what? Following after wickedness and wicked leaders that set themselves up to be rulers over people. So you have to open up your eyes and realize that Christ, he is the king. You follow after him. You don't put your trust in man just because he might be mighty or he may have eloquent speech, or he may break down this pretty good, or, his doctrine may sound right, and you put your trust in him, but he can lead you astray and make you part of the 2/3 and get you destroyed here in Babylon. So you put your trust in him, and whether the Lord say, so you put your trust in the Most High, and whatever the Lord say, you follow after that. So this is the lesson that I wanted to break down. Stop follow after man and put your trust in the Most High. Why Yahweh Shai? Put your trust in the Lord, right? Because He's our Savior, He's our King, and stop following after wicked men that cause us to go astray, that cause us to be in captivity, that causes the reason why we got here because we follow after wicked men. If we was just bold and stand up on righteousness, man, we could have still had the kingdom. But like I said, it was ordained for us to go off and follow after wicked men and wicked leaders so that Christ can come and we follow after him and follow after his light. So with that, I hope that's give you some good understanding. I'm gonna give all honor and glory to the Most High, the Yahweh Shai. With that, Shalom.